Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is the horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started, Libra. And so tonight we have the Five of Wands, which does have a lot to do with strife, but maybe not your own strife, right? It could be the strife of others. It could be a general collective strife. It could be something in the past, maybe something in the future. So don't worry, we're going to figure it all out. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. All right. So it looks like we have a person sitting here on a chair. Now, I almost feel like immediately I thought this is a mother energy. It is absolutely, has a very maternal energy right here. I imagine like a rocking chair, sitting near a fire, you know. But it's a very warm, a very inviting. We have the triangle, which is also the fire element sign. Okay, now we have a person behind them. It almost looks like they're on maybe a motorcycle or a bicycle or some kind of sled or whatever it might be. They're on some kind of vehicle and they are headed towards this maternal energy here, right? And it looks to me up here we have the unification, right? It looks like the two opposites, these two aspects, the solar and the lunar, uniting together in that chemical marriage, in that kind of celestial, that cosmic union, okay? We have, it looks like IEP, if that means anything to you. Now, we also have an angel over here. You can see the head up here, an arm raised. Here's the body. And so I'm looking at all of this and I'm feeling like there seems to be, well, it feels like a love that is, like it's gone on for too long. Not the love. The love's not too long. Love can never be too long. But a relationship, a situation where you maybe stayed in a relationship for longer than needed to be. And I feel like, and this is deep, I mean, this is heavy for the beginning of a reading, but immediately, like, it just feels like this is something that is a learned behavior, almost. I almost kind of feel like maybe you had a mother, or you have a mother, maybe an older sister, somebody who feels like a caretaker, somebody who you learned from, they're a role model. But this sense of, what is that called? What is it? Monogamy, not, chronic monogamy. No, that's not how you say it. What is it? It's basically where you are always in a monogamous relationship, right? Or like you're in a relationship with somebody for however long, right? It could be like 20 years, it could be, 5 months, whatever, and you break up, but immediately you're getting into another involved relationship. It's one after another after another. There's not a lot of room for breaking or, being alone and always this kind of need to have a partnership. And that can be something that is, it's understandable. It's understandable, absolutely. But it can be something that can kind of lead you to be in relationships with people that maybe you shouldn't be, right? Or that maybe it's kind of out of, it's not desperation. It's just, I don't know. Like it's an openness to connect to people, right? And maybe sometimes we have to shut that door a little bit. Take some time to be without that entanglement, okay? And I feel like maybe this is something that you watched your maybe mother, maybe grandmother, older sister, some feminine caretaker in your life, role model in your life, okay? And I feel like, oftentimes we think, okay, I'm not going to do that. Or, that's not how my life is going to go. I'm going to be alone. I'm not going to date at all. I'm going to, or I'm going to get married. I'm only going to get married once or, whatever it is. And so often, right? Because when we grow up around something, it kind of really is in our psyche. It is conditioned into us if we like it or not, right? And so we have to be intentional about our choices, even when we feel instinctually drawn the other way because of our conditioning, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm feeling like, during this time, there seems to be, for whatever reason, a real clarity about some kind of aspect of the way that your mother or that, again, like I said, that caretaker, role model, whatever, however they conducted their relationships or they were involved in their relationships, really in a clear place right here in this moment, realizing how that has affected you. And now this might be that you're at the end of a relationship. Maybe you are breaking up. Maybe you are single right now and you are thinking about, oh, I met this person and I really like them. And, it's such an exciting feeling and we're courting and, but at the same time, you're thinking, I don't know. Maybe I just got out of another relationship. Maybe I'm just falling back into that cycle again. Maybe I'm just kind of, I want a partner or I want somebody around, I want somebody to know I'm alive and I'm here and, and that all makes sense. But I think that for you, there is this calling towards allowing yourself some space to focus on the relationship you have with yourself, right? Now, we might see the signs. When I pull like the love card or any of these cards that the Two of Cups, even the Three of Cups, these cards that indicate that there is a possibility for a romantic connection, maybe a friendship, maybe a closeness with family, but whatever it is, I immediately go to, okay, this is a time where I am going to be courting myself. I am working on the union I have with my anima, my animus. I am working on processing and integration and activation of archetypes within myself, right? Now, it might be, that you are meeting somebody, but I think more often than not, this is a call. It's a call to be spending that time in our own development, in our own fortification, refinement of self. I don't know about you, but yeah, I have been, from one relationship to another before, right? Now, this marriage that I have now, shout out to my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot, the best person in the world, right? My husband, no. He's a great tarot reader, but in my eyes, best person in the world, aside from my daughter, of course. And before him, I was alone for some years because I needed to be alone, right? But I had before that, been to one relationship to the next. I don't know about you, but when I'm leaving a relationship and it has been troubled, and of course a breakup, I mean, even if it's amicable, it still hurts, still a bit of a mess, right? And then you go into the next relationship immediately, sometimes, right? And you're bringing all of that stuff with you. I mean, heck, even after me being alone for years before I was with my husband, I still have had to continue to deal with stuff from my past. So imagine going from one to the next. Not that there's any judgment. Sometimes it just happens. Listen, sometimes you just find the one. Like you've got the real stinker over here, right? And they are letting you know, this is not what I want in this life. And then you meet the one, right? And it's like, yeah, what can you do? What can you do? And there's no judgment with that. But yeah, sometimes we do. We drag it from one to the next. And it's hard. It's hard to get healed while you're also learning to connect with somebody. Is it impossible? No, it's not impossible. Is it difficult? Yeah, probably pretty difficult. So I feel the universe really calling for you. Now, if you're in a relationship or not, right? You might be married. You might be like myself, pretty dang into this marriage, right? In a pretty good flow. But yeah, absolutely. There are times where we need to work on ourselves. We need to take time and figure out, how can we build up parts of ourselves? Where are things, hurting? Where are my blockages? And I feel like you're kind of in a time like that, which maybe isn't the best news in the world, and I understand that. When things start to come up for me, and, I've talked about this, I have PTSD, CPTSD actually, and a variety of other things, anxieties, worries, a little bit neurotic maybe, very eccentric. Avoidant. All the fun stuff. Neurospicy, absolutely. And I feel like sometimes I get I'm like so stable, man. I'm doing so good. And then stuff starts to pop up and it's like, man, I have to start working on this again. I just did that. I'm like stomping my foot here like a child. I just did that. And here we are again. But that's life, right? That's life. And so I see you in this place of really building yourself up. Focusing on yourself. Working on some of that stuff. And we have the Omega sign. There seems to be a real ending happening as well. Now, we also have the fish, I'm seeing. And we also have, it looks like the crawdad. So there is some degree of melancholy happening, which is not surprising for a Libra, not at all. But I do feel like there seems to be... and this feels a little bit like a relief, like some kind of ending happening in your life, and it is giving you maybe some anxiety. Maybe this is where you're lamenting a bit, you're feeling a bit torn away from something, or just hard in dealing with this being the end of a cycle. Right? And it doesn't even have to be a bad thing. Maybe it's like you're finishing up a semester at school, right? And it's like, I'm so happy I'm closer to graduating, or maybe I will be graduating early or whatever. But now my life is changing and this is hard. It's not easy, But I do see this change leading to you making some money. This is going to be an opportunity for you to be, stacking some coins. Maybe putting some money away. Okay. The number 3 seems really important coming up in this next cycle. With the crawdad, this indicates that melancholy, maybe a little bit of feeling depressed, or like I said, lamenting, the change of things. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You're checking in with yourself. Not succumbing too deeply to these feelings, which I know it is. It's easy to do that. It's easy to, get kind of swept away in nostalgia or a sentimentality for something that's already come to pass, right? Now, we're going to look over here real quick. We have a little dog. I feel like there's something to do with like maybe a little lap dog. I feel like maybe you have a close bond with a fur baby of some kind. This might be from the past. This might be this might be your ride or die right now. But I feel like having that connection to specifically canines. I think that, if you don't have a little baby around the house, right, go visit a family member or a friend that might have a dog for you to pet, to be with, or maybe thinking about volunteering or adoption, right? You know me. And I don't make very political stances ever, or stances on mostly anything, but I will tell you I have a strong position on this. Please adopt. Don't buy, please adopt. There's a lot of animals in this world that could use a home, that could use a wonderful, loving Libra human. Okay, so please think about adopting or volunteering. Go walk them, go pet them, go be with them. I'm too soft-hearted. I would bring the whole kennel home with me. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to do all that. I found out very early I'm like that person that's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna foster, and then it's like, oh, what happened to your foster cat? Where did they go? Yeah, they're here. They're always gonna be here. They're not going nowhere. So. But if you are a little bit tougher than I mentally, then yes, fostering, volunteering, all of that. Okay, so I want to just kind of look at what are the next few days going to be like. All right, we're gonna use our Oracle of the Radiant Sun, and I'm just gonna we'll pick 3. A decision to be made. Ooh. Publicity. So something out in, now this one I think of as being like social media, like people saw your post, it went maybe a little viral, who knows? No, I don't know. It might be, maybe you are a public person, maybe within your community or whatever. So you're making a decision that people are going to know about. Okay. And maybe you are kind of an eccentric person. People might not understand your decision here, but it is done out of practicality. Okay, so you are a practical thinker. Negotiation, yeah, maybe not everybody likes what you're choosing, but you're a mediator, you're a negotiator, you're good at getting people to come around to your thinking. You also make good decisions, usually. Usually, Libra, right? Okay, and our last one is empathy. Okay, yeah, and you are operating off of a place of feeling the collective good, right? Not just for self. So ultimately, you know, I see you here making some kind of decision for the overall, maybe the family, maybe, you know, within your work environment, whatever. You might come into some resistance there, but ultimately it is to be seen that you are doing this for everybody because you're thinking about, you know, the well-being, right, of the people that you care about, the people you're involved with, and so on. Okay, so we're going to do 3 lucky numbers. We have number 3. 3. I just said 3. 3 lucky numbers, and we have number 3. Ooh, sorry, Spidey. Now we have number 60. 3, 60. Ooh, go that way. 77. 3, 60, and 77. Now we're going to do our inner child oracle cards, and I'm just going to flip through here. We'll stop where it feels right. It says number 43. You do not have to go it alone. Reach out for your support in this time. Reach out for your support in this time. Yeah, ultimately, you know, and I think that especially if we are in a place where we're working through some stuff, we are, you know, feeling like maybe we want to connect with other people. Maybe it is, you know, you come out of a relationship, you want to get connected or, you know, go dating or whatever. Just be around somebody who's nice to you. Yeah, I think it's important to talk about these feelings, you know, especially with people you already have established friendships with and they're your support and all that. Before we go running into like finding our romantic kind of Novocaine, right? Talking through how you're feeling. I mean, ultimately, I know it doesn't make all the loneliness go away or the wanting or the desire or whatever. But I think that, you know, just verbalizing, uttering these feelings, these impulses, these pullings, the stirrings, the, you know, whatever. Yeah, it does help. It absolutely does help. So Libra, I'm going to tell you I love you and I thank you for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. Also, if you want to leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. All right. Libra, again, I'm going to tell you, I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in a few days. Good night, good night, good night.